If you're feeling tight, stiff, or having an aching back, then you might want to follow this video. I'm going to show you a 10-minute quick routine that you can do simple in a chair and also down on the floor to ease back pain and help stiffness as well with a quick 10-minute Pilates routine. My name is Dr. Dawn Andalone. I'm a women's health physical therapist, and after years working with women in using Pilates, it can be very beneficial to help with alignment, posture, breathing, and easing symptoms of stiff and achy joints and even back pain too. So we're gonna start with the first one, sitting in a chair, and you might be at your desk, or you can even do this in the car, but taking some slow, deep breaths. We're gonna do some seated breathing. So I want to imagine that someone's pulling me up from the top of my head, and so I'm really getting that nice alignment in my spine. And then I'm gonna think about my rib cage moving out and in, almost like an umbrella opening and closing when I'm breathing. Many of us tend to breathe from the neck and shoulders and the chest, so we want to get that air down into our midsection, through our rib cage, and also down toward our pelvis. So just start with me. You'll do about 5 to 10 slow, deep breaths. You want to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and take your time. Keep moving along and try that in through the nose, out through the mouth, and imagine that you are keeping that length in your spine as you're breathing, and you are not slumping down or curving forward. This is gonna lack expansion in the chest and not allow your ribs to move as well. So staying up nice and tall when you're breathing, and also it allows your nervous system to calm down if you're feeling a little stressed too. So now we're gonna go into some seated pelvic tilts. You can even do this from a seated position in the chair after the breathing. So I'm gonna place my hands around the front of my hips. I'm gonna go back on my tailbone, and then I'm gonna come forward toward the front of the chair, almost like you're creating a bigger arch in your lower back. So you're just moving that pelvis back and forth. Imagine a cup of water just tilting forward and backward too. So we're gonna start here about 5 to 10 times. And don't hold your breath. You can even let your arms go, so you're just moving through your lower body and through your hips. This is gonna loosen up your lower back as well. Now after that, we're gonna take it over to the floor. We're gonna take those pelvic tilts now to the floor. So you can even do this at a higher surface, say on a bed, but I am down on a nice yoga mat on the floor. And taking that pelvic tilt, I'm just gonna gently press my back toward the floor and then release. So I'm tilting that pelvis forward or dropping my pubic bone down. And you'll get some movement in your hips and also just some movement in your lower back. Nice and easy there. Use your breath as well. Don't hold your breath. You want to inhale and then exhale, either way, back and forth. The next exercise we're going to do in the mobility series is going into a cat-cow. So I'm on my hands and knees. I have my knees under my hips, hands are under shoulders, and I'm going to round my back up like an angry cat. And you can see that you're getting movement in your whole spine as you curl. And maybe you've done this in a yoga type class as well. But I'm giving you some basic Pilates type exercises for spine movement. So after about 5 to 10 of those, we are going to move on. Now we're going into the core activation series. So using those muscles that help support your midsection and your back. So from here, I'm on my back, and I'm going to take one leg out straight, straightening my knee. I'm going to keep my hands right over my lower belly. So I just pull those muscles gently in under my fingertips, but I don't want to hold my breath there. I'm going to lift one leg and lower it slowly without moving my lower back. It stays nice and stable. Inhale up, exhale down, Inhale up, exhale down. And we're gonna do 5 to 10 on each side. You may notice that as you use these muscles in your lower belly, you're not getting a lot of movement through your hips or through your lower back. That is the point. You want to stay nice and stable in that lower part of your trunk. And then we go to the other side. Very basic, simple leg lifts, but we're concentrating on using our core the best way. Okay, that is the single leg lift. Next, we're doing the half roll back. If you've ever done a Pilates mat class and you're used to the roll down, this is a portion of that, but we're just doing a small movement. So therefore, when you watch back this video and you go through the series, or you can write down these exercises and go back and check them off, you can follow along this routine. It shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes, but it's for quick and effective exercises that are going to use those core muscles. So from here in a half roll back, I have my knees bent, my hands are around my thighs. I'm going to start in that sitting up nice and tall, getting that good alignment in your back. Inhale, and then as you exhale, curl the spine halfway down, engaging those core muscles, and then use those muscles as you come back up. Get up nice and tall, inhale, and then exhale, roll back. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, use those abdominals and roll back up. Let's try 5 to start. And if at any time this bothers your back or it's uncomfortable to do, you're going to stop and go back to one of the previous exercises that feels better for you. And this is a partial roll down of a full roll down. We're just doing a half. Okay, there you go. That is the core activation exercise number 2. Then we are back on all fours for a bird dog exercise. So if you've seen in my other back pain videos, I do like this because we're working on stability and working on activating your core muscles. So we're drawing in the abdominals and extending one arm and one leg, the opposite arm and leg, and then the other side. Slow and controlled without getting a lot of movement and shifting of your hips or twisting of your spine. Do 5 on each side and use your exhale as you extend that arm and leg. Now last, we have a few short mobility exercises that are going to sum it up with some stretching, the feel-good ones. And you can also break these up and maybe just do these 3 at the end of the day. You don't have to do this whole series all at once. You can split it up and do the ones that feel good to you, that loosen up your joints, your muscles, and your lower back. So we have a child's pose exercise. I have my knees out kind of wide. And then I'm gonna lean back. My hips are going toward my bottom, and I'm stretching those arms way out. You can do a couple deep breaths here. If that's uncomfortable for your knees, no problem. You can also do it in like standing at the countertop, and you're just kind of leaning and shifting your hips backward like a squat position. That also is very effective. You don't have to be on your hands and knees when you do that. Then we have our seated spinal twist. You can also do this sitting in a chair, but I'm gonna keep that nice tall alignment through my spine up nice and tall. I'm taking my upper back and I'm twisting to one side, and then I come back to center, and then exhale, twist to the other side. And think of twisting through your torso, through your rib cage, not just through your shoulders. So every time I'm twisting, I'm staying up tall, not collapsing up my chest. And I'm gonna go 5 each side for the spinal twist. Okay, the last one is a standing forward fold. As you can see, I am in a standing position with my feet about shoulder width apart. I'm gonna bring my arms up over my ears, nice and tall toward the ceiling. Get nice and long through your spine. And then bring those arms down. You're gonna roll down through your spine. And then roll back up. Think of one vertebrae at a time coming back up. Inhale, bring those arms up. And then exhale, tuck your chin. Let's roll down. Think of one vertebrae at a time. Soften the knees so you're not having your knees totally straight. And then reverse it, curling up from the pelvis, lower back, and then finally the upper back. Roll those shoulders back. And there you have it. That's your quick and easy Pilates routine for very busy people. This happens all the time that I hear, I don't have time to do exercises. Well, pick and choose certain ones that you love from this routine, or do the whole thing and find less stiff and achy joints and muscles and even less back pain. If you want more Pilates and want to learn how you can do a 15-minute really effective core strengthening routine and hip stretching, I have a great program for there. I will link that below, my pelvic floor Pilates program too. So thanks so much for watching these videos. Go back and hit subscribe if you haven't already. I love teaching women on how to move their bodies better and stay healthy. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again in another video.